Okay.
There is a lot of confusion, Vidak, with all this situation with the tariff. You know, there is 145% or perhaps the 80%, the 90%, more than 50%. Yesterday, we got a little bit of let's say, enthusiasm because the UK and the United States are basically signing something that it might be at some point completely solidified. But I want exactly what is your opinion and the implications, because this is extremely important for all of us to understand what's going on at this point. And thank you for coming with that.
Thank you very much, Victor. I really appreciate that. It's a great channel to be on. So yesterday's trade deal framework between the US and UK is the first major agreement since the US launched preemptive tariffs. Here we can see a number of container ships sailing from China to the US. It has kind of stagnated in terms of the upward direction here, which is positive. But, you know, you can see this is a very, very steep decline. Impact on retailers, just to give you a background. The tariffs have prompted many retailers and consumer brands to pivot their focus from US to Europe and other global markets. For example, Hugo Boss has rerouted China manufactured products to other markets instead of the US, and said there was a notable deterioration in US consumer spending in the first quarter due to growing uncertainty over the economy. Other large consumer brands are adjusting supply chains, rerouting products, and reassessing marketing strategies. Scott Bessent, the US Treasury Secretary, will meet Chinese officials this weekend. Bessent was recently quoted that 145% tariff on goods from China is the equivalent of an embargo, and that US and China have shared interests and we don't want to decouple. What we want is a fair trade. That's what he said. This morning, Trump indicated that he was willing to lower tariffs on China to 80%. However,
yes,
80% could still be seen as prohibitive to trade. It's also much higher than the 10% baseline tariff in the US-UK trade agreement that was reached yesterday. Just to mention one thing more about what you just asked me, China is one of the US largest trading partners. In 2024, the US exported 144 billion in goods to China, while imported almost 500 billion, according to the Office of US Trade Representative. So that's why we're having these issues. And